again, I want to reiterate this because I think this point needs to be talked about a little more. I don't think anybody cares if Kyle is cooking up these same exact plays, if Jimmy doesn't leave yards, if he doesn't leave touchdowns, if he doesn't leave plays on the field. I think Ryan Tannehill plays in a pretty similar scheme with less creative play calling, maybe not as good weapons. Go watch Ryan Tannehill play. Better running back, and Derrick Henry's really good. They play within that scheme. They have an identity, which is run first, play action. Similar to the 49ers, Ryan Tannehill, if there's a throw there that was schemed up to be had, he doesn't miss it. There was a read there, he doesn't miss it. And if Jimmy played like that, I would have no problems with this play. I would call him a franchise quarterback.
Yeah. It's like it's fair to be babied. It's fair to be in a run-first offense. It's fair to not have the entire thing on your shoulders. But during the process, while Kyle's making these very easy to find plays for you, you can't miss. And
if he doesn't miss, he would have MVP level numbers. If he doesn't, I'm gonna say that frankly. If he pulls the trigger on everything that's there, he would have MVP level numbers. Because it's not like Matt Ryan played in a just aired out offense. They were still a very balanced run first play action offense, even with Matt Ryan.
Right, and let's real quick. Jimmy Garoppolo, the throw to Kyle Juszczyk yesterday. It's the same play that Shanahan called for Mullins. Same result. Now, Mullins had a clean pocket. Jimmy took a hit. Still, hit the throw. Don't miss it by 10 yards. Are you paying you $27 million a year? Got to hit that throw. You got to hit that throw.
The comparison is not him versus Mullins. Like
exactly.
The conversation needs to end.
It's over. It's over.
It's not a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
The fact is that
I'm just saying, look at how Niner fans crushed a dude for missing that throw. Like, you got to have the same standard for your franchise quarterback.
Right. And you have to isolate that throw. Jimmy just has to make that throw. He just has to make that throw.
Yeah. I mean, right now, from Kyle Shanahan's perspective, what throws can he call for Jimmy that he actually has confidence that Jimmy's going to hit most of the time? Nothing more than 15 yards down the field.
Slants and digs.
Slants and digs. That's it. Slants, digs, quick outs. How many of those can you call a game? We just saw it. Basically, we just saw it. So Jimmy's going to have to do a little bit more next week to win that game.
And you have to stop using stats when you watch a quarterback and isolate him. I'm going to be honest. I thought he played better week 1 versus Minnesota in 2018 than he played yesterday. And you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. Like, look at the stats difference. Well, week 1 versus Minnesota, he was going against an excellent defense, Mike Zimmer's defense, on the road with less weapons, and they weren't babying him. They were throwing the ball down the field. And in that game, Kendrick Bourne ran the wrong route, which Mike Hughes had a pick 6 on. He did throw a bad pick at the end to Harrison Smith, and Xavier Rhodes made a really good play on one pick. But he also maybe made the best throw of his career to Dante Pettis for a touchdown.
That's the thing. That was an incredibly difficult throw.
Right. George Kittle
didn't make one difficult throw last night.
Right. And they ran this tight end league play with George Kittle, and he dropped a wide open play that would have been for 70 yards.
Same play that he missed last night to Juszczyk, except Kittle was even further down the field, and that throw was perfect.
Right.
It's the same play.
And Kittle dropped it. He just dropped it. Pierre Garçon dropped 2 touchdowns in the red zone, and Alfred Morris fumbled the ball at the half-yard line. And so I thought he really did play better in that game. It was more about him making plays, and he was making them in that game.
He was a better player before he tore his ACL. I'm so sorry. And I don't know if it's physical. It may not even be physical, but he was a better player who would make more daring plays and more impressive physical plays before he tore his ACL. I think ever since then, he's been more of a safety-first player, and Kyle has had to work hard to get him in a rhythm and confident.
Jeez. People really don't like when you criticize Jimmy, huh?
I'm sorry, but that's what you're looking at, guys. And when you see Jimmy and you praise him, you should be praising Kyle. Like that, like those passing yards, like you should put that on Kyle's resume, on his football card. He got like 200 of those yards last night.
More than 200. Yeah. I mean, 4 for 4, 69 yards on the first drive. You would think that they were just coming out and slinging it like the way they did against New Orleans. It was honestly not like that.
Kyle Shanahan could have led that first drive for a touchdown. He could have executed the offense as a quarterback on the first drive.
And so it's not a criticism. It's not that Jimmy's a bad player. No. It's just that there's a standard that I would like from a quarterback for the Niners at some point in my lifetime. I want to see top 10 quarterback play. And I think it's not about wins. It's not about stats. I think you kind of know a top 10 quarterback when you see one. And I think I kind of know when I watch Jimmy Garoppolo. There's some good, there's some bad, there's some good play calling. It's a little over the place, but the point is it's not a top 10 quarterback.
Right. There's like 3 tiers of quarterbacks. There's top 10 good quarterbacks, and there's like the next tier who are like, they're serviceable. And then there's the next tier after that is like don't matter. The quarterbacks who don't freaking matter. So he's above that. He matters, but he's not quarterback who deserves the money he's making. I'm sorry to keep coming back to that. He needs to get into that top 10 range by the end of the year. Otherwise, the Niners, Parag, Jed, all of them have to be like, guys, is this an investment? Is this ever going to work out? Or should we just go and draft a guy?
To me, it's not even about the money, because there's a lot of quarterbacks that have ridiculous contracts that are overpaid and all of this. It's not my money. It's Jed's money, so I could care less.
It's the cap. It's the cap. That's the issue.
I don't even mind the cap because I think if it's a franchise quarterback, I would even pay the 11, 12, 13. How good do you think Ryan Tannehill is? Do you think he's quarterback 11, 12, 13? I'd pay him a contract today. I'd do it today. I thought he was pretty good in Miami too. I might be on a lonely island.
How much is he making right now?
He got the 4-year, $100 million or 5-year. It was a big contract, and everyone said, "Wow, you could have gotten Brady for much less, and you signed Ryan freaking Tannehill." Well, they look like a genius right now.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl this year, though. But you're right; they look good, though. They do. They do look good.
Keep an eye.
Good. Tannehill looks better than Jimmy. Again, he looks more athletic, more mobile, more arm, more confident.
He's better. Yeah.
All right. Before we get way too negative, I think we should cut it off here. We've done about an hour. I got to go pick up my wife and get some sandwiches and have.
You want to take a couple of questions real quick and then?
Oh yeah. I don't want to cut you. This is the day of the week that we got. So which one? Hey, if you see a question you like, let me know.
There were a few good ones coming in when we were talking, but when we were covering the topics, we missed them.
Do you remember what the topics were?
I think when we were talking about Mike McGlinchey, there were a couple of good questions. I think there have been good questions all around about when we were talking about Barrett.
Yeah. I'm looking. People are so mad at my criticisms of Jimmy. Like, why do you got to bring up the money?
You didn't criticize him today. I was the one that criticized him. God. I don't even think it's a criticism. Actually, it's just a reality. It's a reality. It's not a criticism.
Yeah.
He at this point, it's the reality. He could very well change that narrative. We have a lot of games and a lot of time to see.
Right. They just can't keep calling offense like this the rest of the season. He needs
it's not going to work.
No.